some of you know this story, but the question is how Animas came to be. Like, did we come out of nowhere or what? And the way the story goes is that I practiced general pediatrics in this community for 10 years and noticed that when I did the well child visits in the teenage years, there were a group of kids that were thriving at traditional high schools like Bayfield and Durango High School. But there was also a group of really smart kids that hated schools. And it just didn't feel right. And I started talking to some other friends. And one of those friends was Giselle Pansy. Who knows Giselle? And I found out that Giselle had a master's in educational administration. And so we went on a bike ride when we first got to know each other. And when we got to the top of Lion's Den, I said, Giselle, what do you think about starting a new high school? And she said, sure. So we formed a group, and it was Giselle and me and Holly Jobson and Holly Shore and Phil and Lucy Bryson. And we wrote a charter, we went to the state, and we got it approved. And then we became a founding group, and one of our very strong founding people here are Kathy Setka, and you want to stand up for a minute? And Sue Lawton. I don't know where Sue is. But Sue actually got I just want to say that this was not an effort alone. A lot of people in this room played an integral role in why this school came to be. And I appreciate everybody, especially the teachers. Now I want to talk about how my role has evolved. And if you students notice, I learned this from your POLs. So the first thing is my role has evolved into fundraising and development. And that means that we have fundraising at this school. A lot of people say, well, it's a public school. Why do you have to fundraise? And the reason that we fundraise is because we get funding from the state for each student, but that has to cover the teacher salaries, the overhead, as well as the facility. Other traditional public schools get their facilities for free, and we spend a large chunk of change to pay for our rent or pay for our mortgage payment on our new facilities. So that's why we fundraise. But I also like to tell people that it still is a public school, and you don't have to give money to have your students. It's tuition free, but we do hope that every family makes every effort to give something to the school so that we can say we have 100% participation. And that way, when we apply for a grant, or if I ask some donor in town, well, what about the families? Are they giving money? I can say all of the families did something, whatever each family can do. So that's the piece I wanted to mention about fundraising. Now I'm going to get on the website because we just got this loaded. So that there's a handout, well, it may not be in your handout, but we have 4 fundraisers for the school. The first one is the Fall Fundraiser. Who's been to the Fall Fundraiser? That is a classy event. It is good food. It's at the Henry Streeter Theater. It's organized by Kathy Setka. We have speakers. It's free. You leave there and you are so inspired that you write a check. And I often start out at that event having money up front. I have specific individuals that say, I'm willing to give this amount of money as a matching amount if we can raise that money. So go into the PAC tab, which is our parents, and it says giving opportunities. Okay, so there it is. The Fall Fundraiser, November 6th. The second thing we do is an annual parent letter appeal. So for some of you who may not be able to come, we are going to send you a letter in October telling you about our needs and what we're asking to try to bridge the gap that we have with our funding. The third thing is the student coffee sale. Who sold this good stuff for us? This is good coffee. And we do this every year because we want the students to be involved in fundraising as well. And that's going to happen in January when people want to drink coffee. And I can go back to the top, Jane. Now let's go back to parents.
Excuse me, Jesse, how much do we make off of each bundle of coffee?
We make $6 a bag of coffee. So I ask each kid to sell 6 bags. This stuff freezes really well. Next we have ongoing fundraising. And this is where Mark, is it Mark Rosenthal?
Yes.
We're going to get on your link in a minute. So the first thing is social transactions. We've been putting this out there in emails, but I'm not sure everybody gets it. But if you look over there where Jake has the arrows, social transaction is a way for you to do online shopping, but a small amount goes back to Animas High School. So, similar to the principle of city market value cards, you just click on that link that Jake has a little hand on, and it will tell you the steps that you need to do to get onto your browser, be it Safari or Firefox or Chrome or Internet Explorer. And there's a number under that other paragraph that gives you a troubleshooting help site. So that's social transactions. Any questions? By the way, we've only signed up 42 people, but in the last quarter we got a check for $210. And that's just, it's not costing you any money to do your online shopping.
I think it's important for everybody to know it runs in the background. After you installed it, it just runs. You never have to deal with it ever again. But every single time that you purchase something online, think about how many times you do that. We're getting a few dollars here and there, and it all adds up over time. But once you do it, it's done. You never touch it again.
Okay. Next, pretty straightforward, city market value cards. I think most of you have given us your city market value card number and your phone number, but if you're new to Animas, email it to fundraising@animashighschool.com. Next, Office Depot. If you're buying school supplies, any supplies, and you go to the checkout and you say, this is for an Animas High School student, they will give us back 5%. We use that money to buy paper for the copy machine and ink and all the things that we need to run a school. And then this last, you want to scroll down, Jake? This one, we've put an email out about, if you click on Schoola and you clean out your closets before you buy these kids new clothes, I always tell my kids, clean out the closet first. You can send the clothing back in this bag, because they will send you this bag, by clicking on these steps, request a bag, and they will pay for the postage, and you can put 10 pounds of clothing in here. It just has to be nice quality. Name brands is what they prefer. And they will sell this online, and we will get back 40%. Questions about that? And if you want to buy used clothing for your kid, you can go to that site and buy used stuff too. So this is also very easy. And then last but not least, Mark Rosenthal, this is how we buy pigeon labels on the parent. We have a link right here on the website. So now you can, it tells you all about pigeon labels, and you can buy them via the website. Okay? So those are our fundraising opportunities. Any questions about that? Now I'm going to move to PAC. PAC stands for Parent Advisory Committee. Parents are really important in this school. Parents have a voice. Parents volunteer. This school wouldn't be what it is without all the parent volunteers. So we do have a volunteer form for you to fill out. And if you fill it out and turn it in tonight, you get a piece of chocolate. And the teachers get it no matter what. The second thing is, under our website, you can see we have PAC meetings once a month. And a lot of parents say this is where they find out what's really happening. I know Ashley's idea is fabulous, but you can also get some ideas, especially if you're a new family. What's a POL? What's an SLC? What does it mean to have professional dress? This is a great venue to meet other parents and really build this community. The other two things that PAC is doing is we are going to have a family picnic. This is a way to meet and greet the teachers, hear from our head of school, Jake, meet other families. It's a potluck. There'll be an email blast coming out about what to bring. So the picnic. And then the other thing we do, and we're proud of what we do, is a fabulous teacher appreciation luncheon. These teachers, to put up with our kids, they're fabulous. And it's every December. So if you fill out that volunteer form and you want to make food or you want to serve, that's another way to participate. So that's all I have to say, Jake. So I'm going to leave you. Oh, wait, there's a question.
On the items, the links that you can sign up for the shopping, or even the Schoola, can that go outside of Animas as well? we can take it to our work environment?
Absolutely,
Okay.
and that helps.
Did you bring this?
Oh, yes, one more thing. There are a few limited spots available, and we want kids to know that if they still change their mind and they want to come to Animas, there is a few spots in 9th, 10th, and 11th. So if you travel and drive through Bayfield or drive through Aztec and want to put some of these signs up around and about, I'll leave those out front for the end. Okay?
No, can't go. So I know that Animas High School has certainly changed my life, and looking out here, I know that there are kids in this room that has changed their lives too. There are a couple of them right there doing some crazy dance. And I think that this is a really unique and special opportunity to thank someone who has really had an impact on a lot